Hey, it's me, Vicky Marie. Good morning, good afternoon, or good evening, wherever you are in this crazy world we're living in. So I've got a little bit of an update on Jack and Lilly Sullivan. So the police have released, if you like, or allowed to be released, some information about what the neighbours of Jack and Lily's stepdad or mum's boyfriend, Daniel Martell, and Malaya and Daniel's mum, what the neighbours said. So let's have a look. So I'm just going to present it to you and you'll let me know what you think. Was Daniel driving around that night? There's more to this case, isn't there? It feels like that anyway. So either the neighbour is lying but neighbours, plural, or Daniel is lying. Let's have a look.
The first time we're hearing detailed accounts from neighbors who were awake in the quiet hours before 4-year-old Jack and 6-year-old Lilly Sullivan disappeared from their home in Pictou County. The children were reported missing from their home at 10:01 on the morning of Friday, May 2nd. According to court documents, neighbor Brad Wong told police he heard a loud vehicle.
So this particular neighbour, according to court documents, he's called Brad Wong, and we're going to hear what he says. But I just want to say, so Jack and Lilly, remember, were reported missing at 10:01 or something like that. But in the very early hours of the morning, round about 6 o'clock in the morning, Malaya, or was it Malaya? Because the more I'm thinking about this, somebody contacted the school to say that Jack and Lilly would not be in for school that morning. Somebody. Now, of course, we've just presumed that it was Malaya, but was it Malaya? How do we know it was Malaya? Because it was by internet. So literally, if you've got an internet system where you declare your child is not coming into school, as long as somebody had the password to get into I presume you've got like, you've got to have a password to get in there to, make any connection with the school. I presume so, or maybe not. Maybe all you have to do is send an email. How do we know that it was Malaya that reported that the children won't be coming in? Could it have been Daniel? Could it have been anybody, who just decided to do that? The more you think about that, really, if there's not a password, it literally could be anybody who did that. I could go on someone's computer. We wouldn't even have to go on the same computer, would you? But I suppose the police can check that, which computer the email comes from. But yeah, that's something that's swimming around in my head all the time. Who made that early morning report to the school that the children weren't coming in because they were ill? Was it Malaya or wasn't it? Do we know for certain? Do the police know for certain who actually made that report?
Well, coming and going 3 or 4 times after midnight and into the early hours of the morning. Wong said his house is at an elevated position from the children's home on Gairloch Road in Lansdowne, and he could see vehicle lights over the treetops. He said the vehicle would drive off in the distance, and he could hear it stop and then return. He said it remained in earshot the entire time.
Yeah, so in those remote places, sound carries, he will have heard it. Now, some people suspect him, this particular neighbour, and it could be that he's saying that because he wants to cast shade on Daniel if he is in any way implicated. I don't know exactly how close this guy is to the property, but to me that makes more sense than these children wandering off into the woods, that somebody would take them from nearby like that. It's always a possibility, I suppose, isn't it? So many possibilities in this case. But for the police to release this information, they're releasing it for a reason, probably because they've got nothing else to go on at the moment. And they're hoping it might flush something out.
Another neighbor, Justin Smith, told RCMP that at 1:30 a.m., he heard a car turn around by the railroad tracks near the area of Gairloch Road and Lansdowne Station Road. He said it made a noise, then the vehicle was quiet for about 2 minutes, then drove off towards Lairg Road. Smith told police he later spoke with Wong.
So that's interesting because that's two neighbours saying that they heard a car. So that makes it, unless they're in it together, makes it less likely that they're making it up, doesn't it, when two people are saying the same thing?
Who informed him the vehicle was the children's stepfather, Daniel Martell. The court records also detail Martell's account of the evening. He told police
So these neighbours have spoken to each other, and Mr. Wong said to the other neighbour that it was Daniel Martell's car. Was it? I mean, it's interesting, isn't it, that this is coming out. Now we're going to hear what Daniel said he did that night and what Malaya said that she did, both saying that they went to bed early. Malaya went to bed at 9 o'clock. Apparently.
He went to bed fairly early and didn't wake up until light the next morning. The document said the children's mother, Malaya Brooks Murray, told police she went to bed around 9 p.m. She said Martell stayed up and she doesn't know what he did. Brooks Murray has not responded to our request for comment. In several interviews, though, Martell has told CBC he had nothing to do with the children's disappearance. And in a phone interview Friday, Martell said no one from the family left the property that night and they did not have any visitors.
I didn't do anything. I know Malaya didn't do anything. I know my mother didn't do anything. Those are 3 people on the property. I mean, after the polygraph exams, they should have known right there. We didn't kill any of the kids, or we didn't kill the kids.
RCMP says the case is...
I do think that's funny the way he says that. I'm sorry, is that we didn't kill any of the kids. We didn't kill the kids. It doesn't look good for Daniel, does it? There's something about Daniel. I know a lot of you feel very strongly. I'm really trying, without evidence, he passed his polygraph, which keeps reminding us, but you can't blame him really because he's taken a lot of hate, isn't he? But, what is it about Daniel? Apart from just being the stepfather, so he's bound to be a suspect. Do you think he looks quite sort of stressed, doesn't he, there? Do you think eventually he's going to crack, if there is anything to crack about, of course?
We didn't kill any of the kids, or we didn't kill the kids.
RCMP says the case is still being investigated under the Missing Persons Act and is not a criminal case. Angela McIver.
So, yeah, the police keep saying that. It's not a criminal case. It's not a criminal case. And, of course, that's because they have not found the children. And to be blunt, they have not found the children's bodies. So it's hard to prove that it's a criminal case because, literally the children could be anywhere. But as I say, there are so many red flags, aren't they? And the main red flags, I think, are the fact that Malaya left the house the very next day, did not hang around to be there when her babies were found in the woods. That's what you'd be expecting, isn't it? If we really, really believed they had wandered off into the woods, you would not leave that property. You would want to be there when your children were brought back safe but scared and, had a terrible experience. You'd want to be right there, wouldn't you? Right there. So, what do you think? Let's just listen one more time, I think. I just want to listen one more time to what the neighbours said. What the neighbours said.
We're hearing detailed accounts from neighbors who were awake in the quiet hours before 4-year-old Jack and 6-year-old Lilly Sullivan disappeared from their home in Pictou County. The children were reported missing from their home at 10:01 on the morning of Friday, May 2nd. According to court documents, neighbor Brad Wong told police he heard a loud vehicle coming and going 3 or 4 times after midnight and into the early hours of the morning. Wong said his house is at an elevated position.
3 or 4 times, he said.
Position from the children's home on Gairloch Road in Lansdowne, and he could see vehicle lights over the treetops. He said the vehicle would drive off in the distance and he could hear it stop and then return. He said it remained in earshot the entire time. Another neighbor, Justin Smith, told RCMP that at 1:30 a.m. he heard a car turn around by the railroad tracks near the area of Gairloch Road and Lansdowne Station Road. He said it made a noise, then the vehicle was quiet for about 2 minutes, then drove off towards Lairg Road.
Now, you can bet that the police have been searching there. The thing is, let's just suppose for a minute that Daniel is involved, and I don't know, he was taking Jack and Lily off somewhere. He wouldn't have gone far, would he? I can't see that he would go far. So those children, they're there somewhere. If something bad has happened to them, they are there somewhere. Just a question of when they're going to be found. Bless them. Anyway, let me know, as always, what you think. Do you believe Daniel or do you believe the neighbours?
Smith told police he later spoke with Wong, who informed him the vehicle was the children's stepfather, Daniel Martell. The court records also detail Martell's account of the evening. He told police he went to bed fairly early and didn't wake up until light the next morning. The document said that.
Yeah, so other red flags. So the fact that Malaya left the very next day, the black eyes that Jack had at school, you know, the children had black eyes. So there's definitely been some abuse. Remember, Daniel said that he ran into a door handle or whatever, or that Lily did it to him because she was quite aggressive with him. That's what Daniel said. There, you know, that's just, I can't go with that. I'm not going with that at all. So those are red flags, aren't there? There's definitely been some abuse. It doesn't mean to say that Daniel did anything to them. We have to wait and see how things go. We can't sort of directly accuse him. But you know, it's difficult. I mean, he's obviously going to be under suspicion because he's a stepfather. So, you know, we've just got to, that is just the way things are, isn't it? But yeah, definitely, I wonder what's going to come out in this case. It's like the police are dripping out some information, maybe because they're not getting anywhere yet, or maybe they're just trying to put pressure on someone. Might not even be Daniel. It might be one of the neighbours they're trying to put pressure on.
The children's mother, Malaya Brooks Murray, told police she went to bed around 9 p.m. She said Martell stayed up and she doesn't know what he did. Brooks Murray has not responded to our request for comment. In several interviews, though, Martell has told CBC he had nothing to do with the children's disappearance. And in a phone interview Friday, Martell said no one from the family left the property that night and they did not have any visitors.
So there you go. Somebody's lying. So he says nobody left the property. They didn't have any visitors. But then you've got two neighbours who heard a car. So somebody's lying. So either the neighbours are lying, saying that they heard something that they didn't really hear, or Daniel is lying, saying he didn't leave and they had no visitors. One of those is not true. So, but Daniel has passed a polygraph, remember? So, you know, they've all passed a polygraph. So it's a conundrum, isn't it?
I didn't do anything. I know Malaya didn't do anything. I know my mother didn't do anything. Those are three people on the property. I mean, after the polygraph exams, they should have known right there. We didn't kill any of the kids, or we didn't kill the kids.
RCMP.
We did not kill the kids. So the police are at pains to point out it still is a missing persons investigation. It's not a criminal investigation. I just wanted to share this update with you about the neighbours. I'll see you really soon in the next video. Prayers for Jack and Lily. And let's hope this case is resolved soon. I'll see you really soon in the next video. And until then, as always, don't forget to like and subscribe. Press your notifications. And may your God go with you. Bye.